Hello and welcome to this video on special right triangles. I know that both classes we kind of ran out of time, and so what I want to do is I want to make this video so that you can see extra examples. I'm actually going to do the IXL problems because the IXL problems and the problems you'll see on the assessment are the same. So I think the more examples you have, the better off you'll be. So let's get started. I'm just going to screenshot our first example here. All right. So when you're looking at these triangles, the first thing you have to do is you have to decide which triangle you have. So I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So we have this triangle right here. And then the next thing you have to do is you have to figure out what you know. So if I'm looking here, I have one side that's 10. That 10 is opposite 30 degrees. I look at my model triangle and I can see, okay, opposite 30 degrees is A. So A is in 10's spot. So A equals 10. The next step is to figure out what you need to know. So I look at my problem and I can say, we have to find F. And F is opposite 60 degrees. So I look to see what opposite 60 degrees is, and it's A square root of 3. So I know that F is A square root of 3. In other words, F is in A square root of 3's spot. And now I know A. I know I can substitute A in for itself, and I get F is equal to 10 square root of 3. So let's enter that into the problem. All right, let's take a look at another example. All right, in this example here, first things first, which triangle do I have? I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And then I have to figure out what I have. Well, I have the side opposite 60 is 6 square root of 3. The side opposite 60 is A square root of 3. So 6 square root of 3 is in A square root of 3 spot. So I can say that 6 square root of 3 is equal to A square root of 3. And what I can do here is I can solve for A. So if I divide by a square root of 3 on both sides, I can cross off what I have in common. I have a square root of 3 in the top, square root of 3 in the bottom, top and bottom again, and I get A is equal to 6. I go back to my problem, and I want to find W. Well, W is opposite 30 degrees. Opposite 30 degrees is A. So I know that W equals A, but I know that A is 6, so I can say that W is 6. All right, take a screenshot. All right, once again, I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle, and I know that 4 is opposite the 90-degree angle. But opposite the 90-degree angle is going to be 2A. So I know that 2A is in 4's spot. So 2A is equal to 4. I can solve for A, right? We just divide by 2 on both sides, and I get A is equal to 2. All right, go back to my problem. What am I trying to find? I'm trying to find J. J is opposite 30. Opposite 30 is A. So I know that J is equal to A. I know that A is 2, so I know J is 2. All right, screenshot. All right. Once again, we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. I look to see what I have, and I have 1 is opposite the 30-degree angle. Opposite the 30-degree angle is A. I know A is equal to 1. Then I go back to my problem. I want to find Q. Q is opposite the 90-degree angle, which is 2A. So I know that Q equals 2A. I know that A is 1, so Q is going to be 2. Okay, once again, I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. I can see that opposite 60 degrees, I have 8 square root of 3. Opposite 60 degrees, I have A square root of 3. So I know that 8 square root of 3 is equal to A square root of 3. I can solve for A, right? I'm going to divide by the square root of 3 on both sides. And what I can do is I can cross off what they have in common. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get A is equal to 8. Go back to my problem. I want to find M, right? M is opposite the 90-degree angle. So opposite the 90-degree angle in my sample is 2A. So I know that M is equal to 2A. Sub it in, and I get M equal to 16. We finally have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So I have this triangle right here. And now I look to see what I have, and I can see opposite the 45-degree angle, I have the square root of 3. Opposite the 45-degree angle, I have an x. So I know x is equal to the square root of 3. I look to see what I have here is I need to find y. Y is opposite the 90-degree angle. Opposite the 90-degree angle is x square root of 2. So y is equal to x square root of 2. Well, I know x is square root of 3, so y is going to be the square root of 3 times the square root of 2, which I know is the square root of 6. So quick check, 6 is 3 times 2. They're both prime numbers. I can't break that up any further, so the answer is the square root of 6. All right. All right, now we're on a roll. We have another 45, 45, 90 triangle. I can see here that opposite the 90-degree angle, I have 6 square root of 6. Opposite the 90-degree angle, I have x square root of 2. So I know that 6 square root of 6 is equal to x square root of 2. I'm going to divide both sides by the square root of 2. Cross off we have in common here. I'm left with x equals 6, and then 6 divided by 2 is square root of 3. I go back to my example. I want to find D. D is opposite the 45-degree angle. Opposite the 45-degree angle is x. Therefore, D is equal to x, but I know what x is, so D is going to be 6 square root of 3. All right. All right, we are back to our 30, 60, 90 triangles. I know that I have 2 square root of 2 opposite the 90-degree angle. Opposite the 90-degree angle is 2a, so I know that 2 square root of 2 is equal to 2a. Well, I can solve for a if I divide by 2 on both sides. And I'm left with a equals square root of 2. What am I trying to find? I'm trying to find g. So g is opposite the 60-degree angle. The opposite of 60-degree angle is a square root of 3. So g is equal to a times the square root of 3. Well, I know what a is, right? So this is going to be the square root of 2 times the square root of 3, which is going to be equal to the square root of 6. And that's going to be my final answer. All right, next example. I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle once again. And I know that across from the 60-degree angle, I have 5 square root of 3. Across from the 60-degree angle, I have a square root of 3. So 5 square root of 3 is going to be equal to a square root of 3. If I divide by the square root of 3 on both sides, I can solve for a. Cross off what they have in common, and I get a is equal to 5. And then from here, I look back and I say, oh, we have to find f. F is opposite 30. A is opposite 30. So f is equal to a. But I know what a is, so f is equal to 5. A 30, 60, 90 triangle once again. We know we have this triangle. And I know that opposite 30 is going to be the square root of 3. Opposite 30 is going to be a. So a is equal to the square root of 3. I look back to see what I'm going to find, and I want to find v. V is opposite 60 degrees. So opposite 60 degrees is a square root of 3. So v is equal to a square root of 3. I know that a is the square root of 3, so I need to do the square root of 3 times the square root of 3, which is equal to the square root of 9, which we know is also equal to 3. All right. All right, I have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So we have this triangle right here. I know that opposite the 90-degree angle, I have 3 square root of 6. Opposite the 90-degree angle, I have x square root of 2. So I know 3 square root of 6 is in x square root of 2's spot. So they can say they're equal to one another. So 3 square root of 6 equals x square root of 2. Divide both sides by the square root of 2. Cross off what they have in common. I am left with x equals 3, and then 6 divided by 2 is square root of 3. I've solved for x, and now I can see I'm looking for d. D is opposite 45. X is opposite 45. So that means d is equal to x. Well, I know x, so d is equal to 3 square root of 3. All right, next problem. All right, I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle going off this triangle down here, I can tell right away I have 16 opposite 30 degrees. Opposite 30 degrees is going to be A. I know that A is equal to 16. I'm trying to find M, which is opposite 60 degrees. Opposite 60 degrees is A square root of 3. So I know that M is equal to A square root of 3. I know what A is. A is 16. So I know that M is equal to 16 square root of 3. Right? All right, in this problem right here, I have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. That's this sample right here. And then I know I have 2 square root of 3 opposite 45. Opposite 45 is going to be x. So I know that x is equal to 2 square root of 3. What are we trying to find? We're trying to find d, which is opposite 90 degrees. 90 is opposite x square root of 2. So that means d is equal to x square root of 2. I know what x is. X is 2 square root of 3. So I know that d is going to be equal to 2 times the square root of 3 times the square root of 2. Remember, inside times inside, outside times outside. So 3 times 2 is 6. So d is going to be 2 square root of 6. All right. In this next problem, I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And I know that opposite 90 degrees is 34. Opposite 90 degrees is 2a. So I know that 2a is going to be 34. Divide both sides by 2, and we can get a is equal to 17. I look back to see what I have. It says a is opposite 30. 30 is opposite a. A little confusing because they're both a's, but regardless, a equals a. So I know that a is going to be 17. Alrighty. In this problem, I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle, so I'm dealing with this sample right here. I know that outside, across from the 90-degree angle, I have 22 square root of 2. Across from the 90-degree angle, I have 2a. So I know that 2a is equal to 22 square root of 2. Divide both sides by 2. Right? Cross off what they have in common. 22 divided by 2 is 11. So I know that a is equal to 11 square root of 2. Okay. Looking back at what my problem, I'm trying to find v. V is opposite the 60-degree angle. Opposite the 60-degree angle is a square root of 3. So I know that v equals a square root of 3. Well, I know what a is, right? A is going to be 11 square root of 2. So I know I have 11 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 3, right? And square root of 2 times the square root of 3 is 6. So 11 square root of 6 is the final answer. Alrighty, we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle once again. And I know that opposite 30 degrees is 9. Opposite 30 degrees is A, so A equals 9. From there, I'm trying to find V. V is opposite the 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle is 2A, opposite that, so 2A. So V equals 2A. Well, I know A is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. All right. Back to our 45, 45, 90 triangle. All right. I know that I have 3 square root of 2 opposite 45. Opposite 45 is x, so x equals 3 square root of 2. What are we trying to find? We're trying to find c, which is opposite the 90-degree angle. Opposite 90-degree angle is x square root of 2. So I know that c is equal to x square root of 2. I know what x is, right? So I know this is going to be 3 times square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Well, the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4. So this becomes 3 square root of 4. Well, I know the square root of 4 is 2, so I have 3 times 2, and I get 6. All right. In this problem, I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And then I know that opposite the 60-degree angle, I have 12 square root of 6. Opposite the 60-degree angle, I have a square root of 3. So 12 square root of 6 is equal to a square root of 3. Divide by the square root of 3 on both sides. Right? Cross off what they have in common. And I get a equal 12. And then 6 divided by 3 is 2, square root of 2. What are we trying to find? We're trying to find P. P is opposite the 90-degree angle. 2A is opposite the 90-degree angle. So I know that P is equal to 2A. Well, I know A is 12 square root of 2, so this is going to be 2 times 12 times the square root of 2. 2 times 12 is 24 square root of 2. All right, I think we're almost in the challenge zone. Let's see here. All right. In this problem, I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. I can see that I know that 2 square root of 2 is opposite 30 degrees. A is opposite 30 degrees, so I know that A is equal to 2 square root of 2. What am I trying to find? I'm trying to find C. C is opposite the 90-degree angle. Opposite the 90-degree angle is 2A. So I know that C is equal to 2A. Well, I know what A is. A is 2 square root of 2, so it's going to be 2 times 2 times the square root of 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and then we get the square root of 2. 4 square root of 2. And now we are in the challenge zone. All right, so let's copy this problem here. All right, I might have to make it a little bigger. All right, so So I can tell that we are working with the 30, 60, 90 triangle down here. It says here the hypotenuse of the 30, 60, 90 triangle is 40. So we have 30, 60, 90, and the hypotenuse is 40. That's the side opposite the right angle. So I know I have 40 opposite the right angle. And what is the length of the longer leg? Well, remember the angle side relationship theorem, right? The longer leg will be opposite the longer side. So I'm trying to find the side opposite 60. So here we go. So the side opposite 90 is 40. Well, opposite 90 is going to be 2a. So 2a equals 40. Divide both sides by 2, and I get a is equal to 20. Well, okay, now I need to find the side opposite the 60. Well, opposite 60 is a times the square root of 3. So I know that x is equal to a times the square root of 3. Well, I know what a is. A is 20, right? So this is going to be 20 square root of 3. Just clearing some room here. All right, so let's do this one. Okay, so now here I have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So now I know that it's going to be this sample right here. And it says that the hypotenuse is 5 square root of 2. Right? So I know 45, 45, and the hypotenuse is opposite the 90-degree angle, and it's 5 square root of 2. All right, opposite the right angle, I have x square root of 2. So 5 square root of 2 is equal to x square root of 2. Divide both sides by the square root of 2. Cross off what they have in common, and I get x equal to 5. Well, what am I trying to find? How long is the leg? So we got to remember it's an isosceles triangle, right? So no matter which way I go, I'm going to have the same number. So opposite the 45 is x, and I know x is equal to 5. All right. Let's take this one right here. All right, so it says here I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. We're dealing with this one down here. And then from here, it says here that the shorter leg, right? The shorter leg is 12. So if I look at my 30, 60, 90, the shorter leg is going to be opposite 30, right? So that's going to be 12. What am I trying to find? I'm trying to find the longer leg. So the longer leg will be opposite 60. So I should have enough to get this information here. Opposite 30 is a, so I know that a is equal to 12. Opposite 60 is a square root of 3. So what's it called? X is equal to a square root of 3. I know that a is 12, so I know x is going to be 12 square root of 3. All right. We're getting there. So let's clear this problem. All right, and delete this guy right here. Put our new problem in. All right, we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle again. This time, it says we have 30, 60, 90. And this time it says that the shorter leg is 15. So you're going to remember the shorter leg is opposite 30. So that's 15. What is the measure of the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is opposite 90. So we have to figure out what's opposite 90. So I know that opposite 30 is going to be 15, and that's A. So A is 15. Opposite the hypotenuse is, opposite the 90-degree angle is the hypotenuse. That's 2A. So I know that X equals 2A. Well, I know that A is 15, so I know X is going to be 30. Getting there. All right. Copy this. Delete this. All right. All right, it says here 45, 45, 90 triangle. So I know that I'm dealing with this problem right here. Has its leg has a length of square root of 2. So when dealing with 45, 45, 90, we get an isosceles triangle, and the length of a leg is a square root of 2. So I know the square root of 2 is going to be here. I know the square root of 2 is going to be here, right? What is the length of the hypotenuse? So I know that opposite 45 is x, so I know that x is going to be square root of 2. And opposite 90 is going to be x times the square root of 2. Well, let's do it like this. And then I know x is square root of 2, so it's square root of 2 times the square root of 2, which is going to be the square root of 4, which we know is 2. All right. So we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle, has a length of 14 units, the hypotenuse. So let's take this. Like this. All right, hypotenuse of a 30, 60, 90 triangle, 30, 60, 90 is going to be down here. And we know that the hypotenuse is going to be 14 units. What is the length of the shorter side? Shorter side is going to be opposite 30. All right, so opposite 30 is going to be A. A is equal to, opposite 90 is going to be 2A. So I know that 2A is equal to 14. Divide both sides by 2, and I get A is equal to 7. I'm trying to find the shorter side where is opposite it. So I know X is equal to A. Well, X is equal to 7. All right, let's get this one. All right. The longer leg of a 30, 60, 90 triangle is going to be 15 square root of 6. So we know we're dealing with this triangle here. And I have 30, 60, 90. The longer leg, so that means the one opposite 60 is 15 square root of 6. How long is the shorter leg? Well, the shorter leg is opposite 30. So here we go. So opposite 60, I know is going to be a square root of 3. So I know 15 square root of 6 is going to be equal to a square root of 3. Divide both sides by the square root of 3. Cross off what they have in common. Then I'm left with a equals 15, and then 6 divided by 3 is 2, so square root of 2. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the side opposite 30, which is a. Well, a is 15 square root of 2. All right, I think there's 2 more. We've come this far. We didn't come this far to only go this far. All right. This problem says the shorter leg of a 30, 60, 90 triangle, so we're dealing with this one right here. The shorter leg of the 30, 60, 90 is 3 square root of 3. So 30, 3 square root of 3. What is the length of the longer leg? The longer leg would be opposite 60, right? So opposite 30 is going to be a. A equals 3 square root of 3. Opposite 60 is going to be a times the square root of 3. So I know that, so let's call it x equals a square root of 3. Well, I know what a is, right? So a is going to be 3 times the square root of 3 times the square root of 3. Well, square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is square root of 9. But we know the square root of 9 is 3, which makes it 3 times 3, which will make the total 9. Last one, it has to be, we're on 99. Clean up this space here. Paste this in. This problem says the shorter leg of a 30, 60, 90 triangle is measures 3 square root of 2. So we got a 30, 60, 90. And the shorter leg is going to be opposite 30, and that's going to be 3 square root of 2. What is the measure of the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is opposite 90 degrees. So opposite 30 is going to give us a. So a is equal to 3 square root of 2. The hypotenuse is opposite the 90 degree, which is 2a. So that means x is equal to 2a. Well, I know what a is, so x is going to be equal to 2 times 3 times the square root of 2. That's going to equal 6 square root of 2. All right, let's get that in there so we can get the satisfaction of completion. And there we go. We get the extraordinary medal. So if you are looking to get 100 on this practice, if you get them all right, it's about 28 questions. It took me about 36 minutes, but I was explaining things. If you get into a rhythm, maybe it'll take less time for you. As always, please email me if you have any questions, and I can help you through the problems. Bye.